Math 0332, Review 2, the last few problems here, number 25 through 28. So first, taking a look at number 25, it says when Carla returns from Europe, she changes her euros back to dollars. If the rate is $0.756 per 1 euro, how much will she get if she has 124 euros? Round to the nearest cent. So this is actually a problem from test 1, so it's a review problem that you might see. So it's a conversion. We're trying to get from euros to dollars. So we're starting out with 125 euros. So 124 euros. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put that over a 1 and times it by our conversion factor, which is right here. 1 euro is $0.756. So remember, with conversions, it's always about what you're trying to cancel and what you want to end up with. So I don't want euros anymore. So I want my euros here to cancel. These guys got to go away because I want dollars. So that means in order to get euros to cancel, I'm going to have to put the euros in the denominator of what I multiply by. So if you look at your conversion, it says that $0.756 equals 1 euro. So the 1 euro will go in my denominator. Now the dollars, so $0.756 will go in our numerator. So notice that euros is going to cancel, and you will be left with dollars. So to get our final answer, we're going to have to multiply straight across. So whenever you do 124 times 0.756, you get 93.744. That's now dollars. But if you look back at your problem, we're talking about money. And it says to round to the nearest cent, which would make sense for money. So the nearest cent is the hundredths place, which is right here. So we're going to look at the digit to the right, and it's a 4. So that means that the rounding digit is going to stay the same. And then we'll drop off the extra digit. So it's just going to be $93.74. So number 26, you're told that you drive an average of 200 miles per week in a car that gets 28 miles per gallon. Gas is $2.50 per gallon. How much will you save on gas in a year if you switch to a car that gets 32 miles per gallon? So we're comparing two things. So we're going to do our 28 mile per gallon car versus our 32 mile per gallon car. So we need to figure out how much it's going to cost versus each, and then we can figure out the savings. So I know that I drive 200 miles per week, so 200 miles in 1 week. So we'll first just work on how much gas is going to cost in the 28 mile per gallon car. So if I drive 200 miles per week and I get 28 miles per gallon, that's 28 miles in 1 gallon. So what you can do is, we want to get rid of miles and just figure out how many gallons of gas we actually need, right? Because in order to know the cost of gas, we need to know how much gas should we buy. So we're going to get rid of miles, and the 28 miles per gallon means I can drive 28 miles for every 1 gallon of gas. So notice what cancels out here are the miles. And you're going to be left with how many gallons of gas you need each week. So if you multiply these across, you really end up just dividing 200 by 28. So once you get this down, you know, if you understand why you need to divide, you can. So it would just be 200 divided by 28. And that is going to tell you how many gallons per week you actually need. So 200 divided by 28 is going to give you 7.14, and it's actually 7.1428, and it keeps going, but I'm just going to round off to 14, and this is going to be gallons per week. So from here, we can figure out the cost. So how much is it going to cost each week? So we're going to take the 7.14 and times it by however much it costs per gallon, which is $2.50 per gallon. So we're going to times it by $2.50. And when we do that, let's see, 7.14 times 250, we should get $17.85. But if you look back at the problem, it's asking how much will you save on gas in a year. This is right now in a week, so per week. So if I want to get from weeks to years, there are 52 weeks in a year, so we're going to have to take the weekly cost, which is $17.85, and we're going to have to multiply it by the number of weeks in a year, which is 52, and that will give us the cost for a year. So $17.85 times 52, that's going to give us $928.20. So that's how much gas will cost you in the 28 miles per gallon car. So now we're going to do the same exact process to the 32 miles per gallon car and figure out what the difference is. So even in the new car, you're still driving 200 miles per week, but now you get better gas mileage. So you're going to get 32 miles for every 1 gallon. And again, I put the miles in the denominator so that it'll cancel with the miles in the numerator, and I'll be left with gallons per week. So if you end up multiplying these guys straight across, you end up with 200 divided by 32. And if you do 200 divided by 32, you should get 6.25. And that's gallons per week. Sorry, I'm running out of room here. So we know we need 6.25 gallons per week. So we got to figure out, well, how much does that cost? So we'll take the gallons that we need per week and multiply it by the cost of gas, which is the same. It's $2.50. And that's going to equal $15.62, but it's really 15.625 if you see that on your calculator. So the 5 would round the 2 up to a 3. So we'll do $15.63. But this is again cost per week. So to get it per year, we would need to multiply by 52. So if we multiply $15.63 by 52, you get $812.76. And you're being asked how much will you save on gas by switching cars. So the savings, let's see if I have any extra board space down here. So my savings is just the difference between the two numbers. So it's going to be $928.20 minus $812.76, which is equal to $150 $115.44 savings. So number 27 is a budget problem, and you're told that Chandra earns $625 per week, and we're going to assume that a month is 4 weeks and 30 days for this problem. So underneath that, you're given a table with all the expenses, which I went ahead and wrote out for you so that we have it here in the video. So you can see that her income is right here, $625 per week, and then all of her expenses are right here. So we're doing a monthly budget, so that's what you want to keep in mind. So all of these numbers that you have should be per month. So first, if you take a look at her income, it's given to you as $625 per week. So you have to think about, how could I fix that to be per month? So you were told to assume that a month is 4 weeks for these problems. So that means I could just multiply this by 4, and that's going to give me her income. So if you do 625 times 4, you should get that her income is $2,500. So moving over to her expenses, the rent is $700 per month, so that is good for a monthly budget. We don't need to worry about changing it. Her savings, however, says $50 per week, so that is not per month. So to get that per month, there's 4 weeks in a month, so we would multiply by 4, and that's going to give you $200 per month. The insurance is $245 per month, so that one is good, doesn't need to be fixed. The cell is $45 per month, and the groceries are $60 per week. So again, per week, there's 4 weeks in a month, so we will times that by 4, and we will get $240 per month. Her car is $325 per month. Her gas, however, is $25 per week. So 4 weeks in a month, we'll multiply by 4. 25 times 4 is 100 per month. Starbucks, $5.50 per day. So again, that's not per month. So we were told to assume that there's 30 days in a month. So to get this as a monthly budget item, we would have to multiply by 30. And if we do $5.50 times 30, we should get $165, and now that's a per month cost. Miscellaneous is $400 per month, so that is good. It doesn't need to be fixed. So if you look down at your questions, part A is asking, what are her monthly expenses? So we're not talking about income right now, just her expenses, and it says monthly. So that's why we had to change everything to a monthly calculation. So what you'll do is you'll go through and you'll add up all of the monthly numbers. So that's 700, 200, 245, 45, 240, 325, 100, 165, and 400. So take a moment to go ahead and add all of those up. You should get $2,420 for her total expenses. So we've answered part A. Part B is asking for monthly cash flow. So remember that cash flow is equal to income minus expenses. So her income we found in the very beginning. We were told that it's $625 per week, but we fixed that number to per month since we knew we were doing a monthly budget. So it's $2,500 minus her expenses, which we just found in part A, which is $2,420. So if we do that subtraction, we find that her cash flow is $80. And then you have to think about, was that positive or negative? So 2,500 is positive, and we subtracted 2,420, which is less than 2,500. So it's a positive $80. And that's actually just your next question. Is this a positive or negative cash flow? So lucky for her, it was positive, although not by much. So it's a positive cash flow. So we figured out everything for the budget, and let me just scroll down here a little bit and put question D here. So D is asking if she has any extra amount, which we do, since she does, since it's a positive cash flow. Could she save that amount for 3 months for a trip that costs $620? So basically 3 months with the extra money she has left over at the end of the month, will it equal $620 if she saves it every month for 3 months? So to figure that out, we take her extra money, which is $80, and it's per month. So if she's going to save it for 3 months, we need to multiply by 3. So if we do that, she's actually only going to be able to save $240. So she would not have enough money for the trip. So not enough for the trip. So maybe if she cut out the Starbucks, she could go on her trip, but not with her budget the way it is right now. So that's how you do a budget problem. Remember to just fix any expenses or income that is not given per month. You will just need to either multiply or divide until it is per month, and then you can add up those expenses, and cash flow is simply income minus expenses. So our last question on the review, you're told that a gas station charges $2 and basically 39.5 cents, so $2.394 per gallon of gas. If you fill up your gas tank with 14 gallons of gas, how much will you have to pay? And then round your final answer to the nearest cent. So I've written the essentials down here that we're going to need to use. We know that at each gallon is going to cost $2.394, and we need 14 gallons. So if each gallon is going to cost that, we're going to have to multiply by the 14 gallons. So if it helps you, those conversions we've been using, you can just set that up. So it's going to cost $2 or so per 1 gallon, but we need 14 gallons. So in order to get the gallons to cancel, notice that they are in the bottom, so I'm going to put gallons up here in the top. So 14 gallons will go in the top. 14 gallons. And you just put it over a 1 because it doesn't have anything else to go with that. So really all we're doing is multiplying the gallons by the cost. So we multiply straight across, and if we do 2.394 times 14, you get 33.516, and this is dollars. So it does say to round to the nearest cent, which makes sense because we're dealing with money, dollars. So the cents place is this hundredths place right here, the second digit after the decimal point. So to round this one off, we need to look at the number next to it, which is a 6. If it's 5 or higher, it bumps our number up by 1 unit. So 6 is a part of that, so we will bump the 1 up to a 2. So our final answer is gas will cost you $33.52. Okay. If the conversion helps you on this type of problem, definitely do it. Like if you're not sure whether you need to multiply or divide, that's usually what students struggle with. If you set up the conversion with the appropriate units, you'll always do the correct operation. So we did end up multiplying, but I know I need to multiply because, again, we were trying to cancel out these gallons. So it told me where to put my conversion. So the conversions will always help you if you're not sure whether you should multiply or divide. So that is the end of our test review. The ones, I know I didn't do every single problem, but I pretty much did an example of every problem on your test review, so you should go back and do those problems as well as redo the problems that I've done here. And just keep studying for the test.